One thing about a homestead is you have to prioritize your time and prioritize staying on top of maintaining the homestead. This is the lookout from my porch. I'm on the house porch right now. And it's a sad view. I have quite the mess that I want to tackle today. If you are new to supersfarm, welcome. If you've been on this journey with us since the beginning, welcome back. It's been a while. I'm still here, still pushing through, and thanks for joining. So my name's Michelle. My husband and our family, we moved to a small community about 2.5, 3 hours from Houston, where we were living in 2021. And we came out here and we bought a little under 12 acres, never raised animals before, never grew food like on this scale before, and decided to just have a different way of living. So we started homesteading just due to really I had a life-changing event that really just changed our perspective on what we were chasing after, what we were desiring out of our life, and if something did happen to me or Super, what legacy will we be leaving for our children and our children's children, right? I gotta tell you, the building is fun. The creating and the planting, that is the fun part, and I think we've got that down pretty well. But then there's the maintenance and the overseeing and the actual stewarding that has taken refinement after refinement after refinement. And it is still something that we are working on, because there's always the second law of thermodynamics, right? The law of entropy. A system left to its own will basically turn into chaos. Now, the growing the food and the plants and doing all the pretty things, that's my shtick. Like, that's my lane here on the homestead, where Super really maintains, or, you know, does its best to maintain like the infrastructure. So the fencing and the buildings and the large animals like the goats. Sorry, I've got a dog barking. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, but that's apparently what dogs do. I haven't made a video where I needed my tripod in months. So I am looking for my tripod. I probably left it outside somewhere. Actually, yep, I think I see it. Let me show you this other area that is a complete disaster, but it's okay. This is the entrance to my she shed, and I pulled all of these things down on this side, this green stalk planter, with the hopes of doing something with them, and as you can see, that didn't happen. And I need to deconstruct this one as well. And then some plants that I wound up just taking the starts out of their cells and leaving the trays. All of this cardboard here, this is for this growing area right here. This was all supposed to happen last year, at the end of last year, but it has not happened, but that's okay. I'm just going to press on. And here is my trusty tripod, which makes sense because I believe the last video I did was of this growing area. So hopefully the battery lasts long enough to get through all this work today. So homesteading and any other thing that you put your hand to is like any other relationship. You have to steward it, you have to cultivate it, you gotta romance it sometimes. You can enjoy it coasting sometimes, but for the most part, it's just a lot of work. So I'm the type of person where if I can reuse something or find another purpose for something, I will do that. Even if it means holding on to it until that purpose makes itself clear, right? But what does that mean? Well, my closest friend, Tiffany, who I grow the Tiffany rose for, would say that I'm a pack rat. And once or twice a year, I do agree with that. And I do a total overhaul and I get rid of things that I probably should have gotten rid of before. So anyway, we have a burn pile over here. This might be it. I can't tell because I see a bottle and then this thing here, which I know that can't be burnt. So anyway, I think that might have just been drug on top of my burn pile, but I'm going to load up my trash here, and Super will burn it for me. It is time to get things back in order. You are a pack rat. Hello, my sister, my brother. It's so important to have systems in place to basically protect you against yourself. So I have all of these feed bags that I've been collecting because I realized that over in my nursery area for my sick chickens, they served as good like barriers if it was raining or if it was windy, or even to put under the crates, so that I didn't have to try to deal with like washing the excretions of a sick animal. I could just pull it out, trash it, and go. So there's many purposes for these here. So one of the things that I really picked up last year, 2025, was the herbal tea. I have some teas that are caffeinated, so I shouldn't say herbal tea, but the tea business. We grow a lot of herbs here on the farm. I actually just call it an herb farm. Even the peppers that I grew last year, I dehydrated and made tea with it. So I can say that has been something that has been an improvement, and probably the reason that has taken me away from the normal maintenance, because after harvesting the herbs and drying them, you have to make the tea blends and you have to preserve them and you have to, there's a whole process with that. And then of course marketing. So I have some of my version of a chai here. It's called Energy with an I, and I mix it with a little coffee, and it's called a dirty chai. That's what Starbucks calls it. So I guess that's what it is. Maybe it's a dirty energy. If you want to check it out, supersfarm.com. But anyway, it's time to get to planting again, but I can't do that until I clear out my space. I mean, I don't plant out here, but I have to walk through here to get to my planting space on the hot mess garden anyway. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to ignore this mess. So I just really have to tackle it. Oh my goodness. This is my top seller. Now we're gonna bring back growing roselle this year, and I'm going to plant. I plan to plant, Most High say the same, probably about 80 to 100 roselle plants. And then if all goes well with that crop and we're able to harvest and preserve, I have a blend called It's So Real. Now that's my top seller. Energy comes in second when It's So Real is on the shelf. But when It's So Real is out of stock, Energy is my top seller. It's just a nice warming beverage. I have a caffeinated blend and I have a non-caffeinated blend. And whenever I take this to market, I sell out. So looking forward to bringing back It's So Real, putting that back in the lineup. It just all depends. That one is very, very crop dependent because we grow the roselle. I tried making it with some roselle that I purchased from a couple organic nurseries. I think maybe the shelf life of their product was not as fresh as, I grow it, I harvest it, I dehydrate it, and I put the tea out in the same season. I don't keep any of those herbs to sell for the next season. So once I'm sold out, I'm sold out. And a lot of my returning customers are, this past season, were looking for It's So Real. And I've been promising we're gonna bring it back this year. It's just, again, I plant the roselle, so it's gotta all work out. So stay prayerful for our farm to have a productive growing season. See, things like this, I hate throwing these away. These are nice, deep seedling trays, but I've got to. If I showed you my storage area, you'd be like, girl, throw this and half of that away. So I have to. I hated to do it. Lord, forgive me if I'm being wasteful. Alright, so this wheelbarrow, it really is just for storage. The things have gotten out of hand. I use this screen as a sifter for my soil, so I'll definitely keep this. It's your home, huh? I come trying to clean up your home. You're gonna enjoy it, hopefully. Now, how cute is this? I picked this up, if y'all were with me when I went to the flea market to find some things I could repurpose. I picked that up, and it's doing pretty good being outdoors. Like I said, it is under the umbrella, so I use this in the wheelbarrow to like catch the little things like my pens and markers and stuff like that. Alright, little one. I almost feel like I should dump you over. Because I think if I roll the cart back to where it was, they're really not going to be able to find each other. I'm a home wrecker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little one. All right, go find mama or your husband, whoever. Get eaten. I don't know if the cats eat the lizards. They definitely hunt them. I think the purpose of those tiny cats buckets are for brooding boxes. That's why it's by the chicken coop. So I'll just leave those there. This is an old greenhouse cover, greenhouse from Amazon. Once that greenhouse, once it tore, I was using it as like a tarp to put soil on top of, but now it's trash. It's more of a headache than anything because it tears so easily. So it got its use and reuse, and reuse of the reuse, really. But now it's time to put it in the trash. All right, so this is the frame to a swing chair, but the actual chair was shredded by my cats. And I have not yet decided if I should get rid of it. Because in my mind, I can just order another chair for the swing chair. The frame is very sturdy. It's meant to be outside. So I think I will just get it out of the way. Yeah, let's just do that. I don't think I'm ready to throw this away. We'll see. We'll just put it up to the side for now. And if I don't order another swing chair by the time spring comes around, or summer, when I would actually be sitting in it, then we'll get rid of the frame. This is a canopy tent that I use for markets that are outside. Interestingly enough, most of the markets I did this past 2025, were indoor. So I didn't really use that one as much as I did in 2024. I really don't like, I think that might be an okay place for them, but I don't like it there. I don't like the way it looks, but I do want it under the cover of the patio. So for now, I think I'm just gonna lay it. I have two. Lay this one and the other one on the patio. My oldest daughter will be 26 next month. It's a blessing and it's amazing. But anyway, this was hers. Oh, can you see it right there? That little trike. Trike. One day I'll have grandbabies. That's why I'm teaching. Right, so we got this little area in front of the hot mess garden cleaned up, and it's on to the she shed and the well house in front of the in-ground garden. Not sure if I'll record those. I just need to get it done. But thanks for joining, family. We'll talk to you soon from Super's Farm. Peace and blessings.